Right, so this video is kind of a first impressions or an overview video on these rent a kill, clean kill mouse traps. This is not a paid, whatever you call it, It's just, I went to the shop and then I saw these, so I thought I'd buy them and do a video about them. First of all, I haven't actually used them yet, so I'm just going to tell you my first impressions and kind of the reason why I bought them. Then you'll get the idea of, what I mean. But first of all is, I'd noticed in the garage that the mice had still been getting around getting stuff, because Luke had put some fishing bait or something you can make fishing bait out of in the garage in a bag. We knew that was chewed into, and then later on he put it in a bucket with a lid that was chewed into, and then several other things. I went into the garage to get something out of one of my boxes, so a plastic box with a lid on it, and I opened the box up, looked inside, and inside it was a folder full of paperwork. Opened up the folder and noticed all the paperwork was all chewed up, and out from the chewed up bit jumped a mouse. So I've got to put these out regardless. I'd already bought these and hadn't put them in the garage, so it's just typical. So I'm going to have to put these out there. But these clean kill mouse traps, I think they're kind of advertised as a way of catching rats or whatever, and you don't have to see the dead rat, and you don't have to touch it or anything, which that wasn't what appealed to me, because I don't really care about that, because if you catch them, you've got to deal with that. If you're going to kill things, you've got to deal with, what you've got to do. But the reason I thought these looked good was because in the UK, traps we put out, they've got to be covered by something, and I think mouse traps, if they're indoors, you can just put them out, if you know what I mean. But I won't do that. I'll always make sure all the traps are covered for one reason mainly, and that is because I have 2 dogs. You know what dogs are like? They'll get into things sniffing around, so I always cover even mouse traps or rat traps up in a box. And then things like things like the fen traps and the connie bear traps, by law they have to be covered up. So when I saw this, I thought that's brilliant, because all the mechanism, anything what an animal could get hurt on, is in here, all covered up. So I should technically be able to just put these out, set them, put the bait in them, set them out, and the dogs should never get injured by these at all. Now it sounds weird, but trying to make tons and tons of covers to keep covering mouse traps up and rat traps can be a bit annoying, because it's not so simple as, just, you got to find a box which is the right size, so that when this is an ordinary mouse trap or rat trap, so when the bar comes over, it the box is high enough to clear it and all that, and you got to find things to weight them down, and if you're making wooden ones, then you got to make them in the first place. So something like that for me is absolutely ideal. I'll bring the camera closer and then we'll run through how they kind of work and all that, and I'll have a quick look on here. So powerful, discreet trap, eliminates mice quickly and humanely, easy to use, no need to touch the mouse. And I suppose the mouse in there is completely covered, you wouldn't even see it. Oh, and before I forget the price, 2 traps in here was around £8, so about £4 each. So they're not cheap, in my opinion, but the benefits of that, I should be able to just put that out like that, and then that's the end of it. Not have to worry about the dogs or anything but a mouse getting in there and triggering it off. Right, I'll bring this closer and have a proper look. Right, so how these traps work is in this part at the back here, you pull this down, and that is where you put your bit of bait. So smear a bit of bait in there, bit of peanut butter or whatever, and you close that up, and you see this says hold down and this says pull up. So all you basically do is just hold that down, pull that up, and that sets it. And then you've got a marker saying set, and the same the other side, so you know it's been set. And then I don't know if you can see in there, but the mouse will go in there. It looks like a type of treadle plate or something, so it'd push against it to try and get the bait behind. And then I can demonstrate it by pushing this up, and then if you pull this up, which they must knock it up, pull it all apart, try it again. Animal goes in. So hopefully, and then you see the spring in there and the bar. You get the idea. You know, you can make similar traps to this yourself. But that idea of not, you know, no dog should be able to get in that or anything, I thought that was a brilliant idea. Almost seems a shame that they didn't make bigger traps like this, but which were cheap, you know, cost effective. There is a couple of traps you can get, you know, for squirrel size animals, but they're very expensive for, you know, traps. And I'm not sure making your own how legal it would be in England, you know, if you wanted to do it, you know, legally. But that's that. Clean kill mouse trap. So I'll use that, and then later on I'll tell you whether they're good enough, whatever. But first impressions, I'm liking the idea that I can just put that out just like that, and that should work as it is. Don't have to worry about dogs, cats, anything. Nothing where it should be able to get injured on. It's funny that it's not even advertised about that. It's just advertised as, you know, easy to use, no need to touch the mouse. Well, I'm not worried about that. I was worried about having to cover everything up, and dogs and, you know, other people's cats and that. You don't want someone's cat running off down the road with one of your mouse traps or rat traps wrapped around its face or paw or something. So you have to keep covering everything up. But something like this, definitely a good idea. Right, so cheers for watching, and I'll give them a try and then I'll let you know. So cheers for watching, and I'll see you later.